Hi, Paul. How are you?
I'm all right, Andrew. How are you? What are we chatting about today?
Well, look, it's that time of the year. March is coming up, 31st of March in particular for a number of businesses, and I guess it's important not just now, but now is an opportune time to review it, and it's your credit terms, I guess, or the terms of trade that you embark on with people you give credit to, i.e., your debtors. I mean, you're out there in the market talking to a number of our clients, both potential and current. And do you see this coming up on a regular basis, their terms of trade or issues with their terms of trade?
Yeah, it's one of those interesting things, Andrew, where a lot of the bigger customers, a lot of the bigger companies tend to have pretty ironclad and secure terms of trade available on their website, things that they can provide to customers in the back of contracts, things like that.
Yeah.
But what I'm finding more and more, especially when we're sort of dealing with the medium-sized and smaller businesses, is that a lot of the terms of trade tend to skip over the bad debt side of things. So the default of payment. So it's very important to make sure that your terms of trade make sure that you are covered for any costs associated with the recovery of that debt. So especially if you're going to be engaging a third party to refer your bad debt to,
Right.
You really need to make sure that within your terms of trade you have specified that interest is covered, collection costs are so our costs, for instance, in the recovery of that debt. And if they're not, those costs will have to come out directly from the company engaging us, for instance. So
that's in their body of terms of trade. But then I guess from an invoicing perspective too, it's always good to keep it front of mind for the debtor. So would you say it's pertinent that at the bottom of an invoice it says something along the lines of reserving the right to charge interest and collection fees, so that the debtor, when they get the invoice, is also reminded of some parts of the full terms of trade, I guess?
100%. No, I 100% agree with that. It's only a couple of sentences. You don't need to have full document related just specifically to that, but just something like that line you'll find is enough to make sure that people are aware that you will refer the debt if they do not pay. So it could work as a preventative measure, as well as a reactive measure for when you do have to refer any bad debt to a third party.
Sure. Well, that's good to know, because quite often we have to go back and get detailed terms and conditions, and it's not in there. That's the plain reality of it. And as you say, the recovery of those costs then comes out to the actual recoveries from the client rather than being added on.
That's right.
With the year end also coming, though, I guess it's really important for clients to review their debtors, to review what's collectible, what's not collectible, and then look to their advisors around whether it's able to be written off, or is there still an element of collection available, and that's where we should come in, correct?
That is correct. Yes, 100%. Make sure that you're protected leading into the new financial year. Make sure you don't get caught out.
Yeah,
and it's a challenging time right now. It's a challenging time, and while we haven't seen it yet, we will start seeing an increase on people defaulting on payments, and it's only a matter of time before businesses are going to start getting caught out more so than they have seen in the previous years.
Brilliant. So just in summary then, really important to have appropriate watertight terms of trade. Invoices should denote something around cost and interest.
Yeah.
And you should also be sure to explain all of these sorts of things when you engage with a debtor or you give them credit. And I guess the fifth thing in all of that is to review these terms regularly. Something may change in legislation that makes it easier to collect, or you may forget something if you don't review these things regularly.
That is correct. Yes.
Brilliant. All right, well, that's about it from me, Paul. Good to see you again.
You too.
Lockdown's here in a different form and different time frame, but we've just got to do our best to soldier on anyway.
That's right.
Take care.
You too. Take care. Cheers.